Good afternoon. Listen, how much land does a man need? By Leo Tolstoy. See about the author. Count Leo Nikolaevich Tolstoy, born on August 28, 1828 and died on November 7, 1910, popularly known as Leo Tolstoy, was a renowned Russian writer and is regarded as one of the greatest authors of all time. His works are widely read and appreciated even today. Tolstoy was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature from 1902 to 1906 consecutively and for the Nobel Prize in 1901 and 1901 and 1902 and 1909, but the fact that he never won either is a major controversy in the literary world. He is known for his novel War and Peace, published in 1865 to 1869, and Anna Karenina, 1875 to 1878, as well as his novellas such as Hadzi Murat, published in 1912 after his death, and Death of Ivan Ilyich, published in 1886. Additionally, he is known for his thought-provoking short stories that deal with the human emotions, such as The Three Questions, Too Dear, God Sees the Truth but Waits, and numerous others. Here, this is the short information about our writer Leo Tolstoy. That Leo Tolstoy was born in 1828 and died in 1910. He was a famous, well-known, a greatest author of all time, a Russian writer. His works are widely read and appreciated even today. Tolstoy was nominated for Nobel Prize for a number of times, and this is the lesson: how much land does a man need, which is about human tendency, and this is about a peasant who wanted a more land, and about his wish, his greed. We have the given lesson: how much land does a man need? About this text I am reading. The story is heart-rending account of a Russian peasant, Pahom, who is fixated with the idea that his life will be free from worry if he has more land. One day the devil hears him wishing the land for his own and decided to wreak havoc in his life. He embarked on a quest to buy land, and the more he has, the more he wants. Each time he hears of good land and he sells his existing land. He scatters and homes and moves to a new place to set up home and house. His obsession to have more land eventually has serious consequences and leads to the question of how much land a man actually needs in his life. The end of the story is thought provoking, and the author leaves readers with the food for thoughts. The given story is a message giving story where It is the story of Pahom, is the name of the Russian peasant who wanted a more land for himself, and the quest to buy more land, and he has, so he used to buy land and used to sell the previous one, and so as selling and purchasing in the land, he moved from one place to another place. He had moved his home, house, cattle with him from place to place. But in the last, his obsession to have more land eventually has serious consequences and leads to the question of how much land a man actually needs in his life. The end of the story is thought provoking, and here the story is before us. An elder sister came to visit her younger sister in the country. The elder was married to a tradesman in town, the younger to a peasant in the village. As the sisters sat over their tea talking, the elder began to boast of the advantages of the town life, saying how comfortably they lived there, how well they dressed, what fine clothes her children wore, what good things they ate and drank, and how she went to the theater, promenades, and entertainments. The younger sister was piqued and in turn dispatched the life of a tradesman and stood up for that of a peasant. I would not change my way of life for yours, said she. You may live roughly, but at least you are free from anxiety. You live in better style than we do, but though you often earn more than you need, you are very likely to lose all you have. You know the proverb, lose and gain are brothers twain. It often happens that people who are wealthy one day are begging their bread the next. Our way is safer, though a peasant's life is not a fat one, it is a long one. We shall never grow rich, but we shall always have enough to eat. The elder sister said sneeringly. Here, one day, elder sister visits younger sister's home in village. Elder sister is from town where her husband is a tradesman. He earns very enough, and their living standard, their life, their clothing, their entertainment, they are going for the theater, the entertainments in their life, their drinks, their food is of quality and represents their richness. Where the elder sister gave an account of the way of their life, but the younger sister was piqued and in turn described the life of a tradesman and stood up for that of a peasant. I would not change my way of life. You may live now, as she roughly orders her elder sister, and such type of a rude conversation between two sisters we have in the opening paragraph of our lesson, How Much Land Does a Man Need by Leo Tolstoy. See the next line. The elder sister said sneeringly, enough, yes, if you like to share with the pigs and the cows what do you know of elegance of manners? However much your good man may slave, you will die as you are living on a dung heap, and your children the same. Well, what of that? Replied the younger. Of course, our work is rough and coarse, but on the other hand, it is sure we need not bow to anyone. But you in your towns are surrounded by temptations. Today all may be right, but tomorrow the evil one may tempt your husband and with cards, wine or woman, and all will go to ruin. Don't such things happen often enough. Pahom, the master of the house, was lying on the top of the oven, and he listened to the woman's chatter. It is perfectly true, thought he. Busy as we are from the childhood tilling Mother Earth, we peasants have no time to let any nonsense settle in our heads. Our only trouble is that we haven't land enough. If I had a plenty of land, I shouldn't fear the devil himself. The woman finished their tea, chatted a while about dress, and then cleaned away the tea things and lay down to sleep. But the devil had been sitting behind the oven and had heard all that was said. He was pleased that the peasant's wife had led her husband into boasting, and that he had said that if he had plenty of land, he would not fear the devil himself. See here, in the conversation between these two ladies, that is two sisters, younger and elder, the elder sister is giving information about the town life, is giving the information about their living standard, and the younger one was very happy in tilling the land, in sowing the seeds, taking the crops, though the land was not plenty for them. And such type of the discussion was there between two sisters, and the man, that is the head of the house, Poham, was sleeping on the upstairs, on the upper floor. See the line is there. Poham, the master of the house, was lying on the top of the oven, and he listened to the woman's chatter. It is perfectly true, thought he. Busy as we are from childhood tilling Mother Earth, we peasants have no time to let any nonsense settle in our head. Here, this man wanted more land, and his thoughts was heard by devil. The devil was sitting behind the oven, and devil heard all the thought of that man and the discussion of these two ladies or two sisters. Then after, all right, thought the devil, we will have a tussle. Tussle means short fight. I will give you land enough. By means of that land, I will get you into my power. Close to the village, there lived a lady, a small landowner, who had an estate of about 300 acres. She had always lived on good terms with the peasants until she engaged as her steward and old soldier. He took he took a burdening the people with the fines. However careful Paham tried to be. It happened again and again that now a horse of his got among the lady's oats. Now a cow strayed into her garden. Now his cows found their way in the meadows, and he always had a pay a fine. See here, this devil captured the Pahom and then he gave a offer to the Pahom, that is of the lady who had 300 acres land, and as the Pahom is a peasant, he offered the land to the Pahom. Pahom paid but grumbled, and going home in a temper was rough with his family. All through that summer Pahom had much trouble because of his steward, and he was even glad when winter came and the cattle had to be stabled. Though he grudged the fooder when they could not longer graze on the pasture land, at least he was free from anxiety from them. In the winter, the news got about that the lady was going to sell her land, and that the keeper of the inn on the high road was bargaining for it. When the peasants heard this, they were very much alarmed. Well, thought they, if the innkeeper gets the land, she will worry us with the fines worse than the lady's steward. We all depend on that estate. So the peasants went on behalf of their commune and asked, commune means a group of the people, and asked the lady not to sell the land to the innkeeper, offering her a better price for themselves. The lady agreed to let them have it. Then the peasants tried to arrange for the commune to buy the whole estate, so that it might be held by all in common. They met twice to discuss it, but they could not settle the matter. The evil one sowed discord among them, and they could not agree. So they decided to buy the land individually, each according to his means. And the lady agreed to this plan as she had to the other. Presently, Pahom heard that a neighbor of his was buying 50 acres, and that the lady had consented to accept one half in the cash and wait a year for the other half. Pahom felt envious. Look at that, thought he. The land is all being sold, and I shall get none of it. So he spoke to his wife. Other people are buying, said he, and we must also buy 20 acres of or so. Life is becoming impossible. That steward is simply crushing us with his fines. So they put their heads together and considered how they could manage to buy it. They had 100 robbers laid by. They sold a colt and one half of their beasts, hired out one of their sons as a laborer, and took his wages in advance, borrowed the rest from the brother-in-law, so scraped together half the purchase money. Having done this, Pahom chose out a farm of 40 acres, some of it wooded, and went to the lady to bargain for it. They came to an agreement that, and he shook hands with her upon it and paid her a deposit in advance. Then they went to town and signed the deeds, and he paying half the price down and undertaking the pay the remainder within 2 years. So now Pahom had land of his own. he borrowed seeds and sowed it on the land he had bought. The harvest was good one, and within a year he had managed to pay off his debts both to the lady and to his brother-in-law. So he became a landowner, plowing and sowing off his own land, making hay on his own land, cutting his own trees, and feeding his cattle on the own pasture when he went out to plow his fields, or took at his growing corn, or at his grass meadows. His heart would fill with the joy. The grass that grew and flowers that bloomed there seemed to have him unlike any that grew elsewhere. Formerly, when he had passed by the land, he had appeared the same as in the other land, but now it seemed quite different. See here the experience of the our Pahom, that the Pahom wanted to purchase land from that lady steward, but he had not enough amount of money, so he borrowed some from his brother-in-law, and the lady agreed to take half of the amount 2 years later. But on sowing the land, he had a good crop in the first year, and he gave the remaining amount to the lady and his brother-in-law, which he had lended. And then after, he became a landowner of the 40 acres. And as the story runs of this landowner, that is the Pahom, what happened then after, we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank you, good day.